Hi everyone, welcome to Total Casual. I am Panda Warrior here with Achilles.
And we are here in Game 1 in the Classic Era tournament, a Napoleon Total War tournament, 1v1. Um, first match between Irongeneral from the VM clan and Yegorka.
Okay, let's go at 3. 1, 2, 3. So Achilles, will you go over the French army for me?
Yeah, sure. So the French, they brought, looking at their cav, two chasseurs à cheval, two chevaux légers lancers. So two lancers, two shooter cavalry. On the left flank, we see the 6th Regiment light infantry, and another light as well. We see a Polish Legion, Young Guard, and an Old Guard. We have a normal general staff. On the right hand side, we have another light, backed up by another two Polish Legions and a Swiss foot. Behind that, two more Swiss foot, the 18th Regiment, d'Infanterie de Ligne, and another Polish Legion. And then we have another chasseur just sitting in the back, being idle for now.
Okay, I'll go over the Spanish build. So classic Spanish build with 2 cuirassiers, 4 dragoons, 1 lancers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 line infantry, and 4 lights. He has a classic general. So what do you think about the builds?
I think that the lack of balloon guards will. Well, actually, no, there are balloon guards. There's one balloon guard. Um, with the infantry being upgraded, well, most of the infantry, I think you get out of the way with most of the morale issues.
Yeah, it's a really classic Spain build with the 2 Walloon guards.
But
But
it's
yeah,
it's it's quite remarkable that you lack those guerrilla units. You would really expect that with playing against Spain, they would field some guerrilla units to at least have some sort of advantage by already taking the hill with some line and some cav.
exactly. But I think he is the attacker in this game, so he has to play offensive. But definitely the guerrilla shooting cav would have been included in any Spain build for me. The French build on the other side is really infantry based with only 4 cav. He
Just to be
has,
expected, of course.
yeah, he has only 2 voltigeurs, not 4 voltigeurs. A lot of infantry. It's gonna be hard for the Spanish to hold a long fight against them, but we'll see how it goes.
With France only having one old guard, I think they definitely that the Spanish definitely do have some chances. We can see that that the French are kind of retreating. Isn't that remarkable that they're retreating, Panda?
Yeah, but he's the defensive player in this game, so he can actually retreat to the end of the map, just not to the red line. But I don't get why he's retreating. I think holding to the forest in his side of the battlefield would have been better than just retreating in the open field.
I don't know. I think he's just trying to play play to the faction's strength. Like I think in a straight shootout, um, you know, in open ground, France might just have an easier time against Spain and Spain against France.
Well, it really depends of the engagement. I mean, the old guard is gonna be efficient everywhere. I
That's
just
true.
don't think playing a regular light fight against the Spanish light reinforced by all those infantry would be a good idea. But I think he was afraid of those cav. I mean, a lot of heavy cav, definitely a lot. Like dragoons are not a cav to be taken lightly. They do a lot of damage if they reach a enemy line, especially in forest maps where they can arrive uh, at more than half strength to the enemy lines.
Yeah, Spain needs to watch out though. Imagine if Spain would just mindlessly run up the hill and then back down the hill. His troops would be exhausted, and then it would be a very good time for France to take the engagement. So
Yeah,
Spain
that's
is
true.
obviously taking its time. A very smart idea. Taking it slowly. That's something you can do in Napoleon.
Yeah, it's securing smartly the right flank, so the French cannot like rush to it and block Spanish troops. He's having his army separated in yeah, like nothing in the middle, but a left and a strong right flank.
What
French
do you
is
think of the?
still retreating though.
the French are still retreating. They're trying to set up their defense. Although I don't think there's a lot of organizing going on for France because he just simply has to make a line. But I wonder how he's gonna do with France has some really offensive cavalry, and Spain has heavy heavy cavalry. Like they can go in and they can stay there, while France has skirmish cavalry, which he's not using offensively right now. Which it's not particularly a bad idea. I mean, he could just be saving ammo for the late game. But then you have these lancers who are basically just shock cavalry. I'm not sure how good they would fare in a defensive kind of play.
I would keep the shooting cav as a defensive cav and use the lancer offensively, or the opposite. But then you need to mirror the enemy cav with the lancers.
Would you try to hit the dragoons with the lancer,
Yeah,
or
I
would
would
you try
definitely
to
try
hit
to
the line infantry?
to countercharge the dragoons with the lancers.
Yeah, that's
because if they
a fair
get a couple
point.
shots in and then a charge from the chevaux légers lanciers, they will definitely rout. And then you can safely pull back your lancers with about maybe 25-30 men and use them on another point of the battlefield.
Yes, it would still be a very cost-efficient trade, as dragoons are more expensive than
Yeah,
lancers.
because the Spanish lines have a quite a high melee defense, so they're not the best targets for French lancers due to their cheap price and good melee defense.
Do you think that Spain made a mistake by actually bringing dragoons and not more offensive-based cav? Because of course, cavalry is cavalry, but there's still a difference between lancers and heavy cav.
Well, dragoons are efficient against shooting cav. That's true. If they reach it, they will win the fight. I think I would have picked an extra lancers or a shooting cav myself, just to have a more quick attacking power.
Yeah, I think Spain is forced to start the engagement and get the momentum going with its infantry, and then follow up with the cavalry. When usually you see the other way around. It's the cavalry getting the momentum, getting some engagements going.
You will get no momentum with dragoons. That's French is attacking on the right flank. It's getting volleyed by the Spanish fusiliers. Quite nice volley for Spanish.
Yeah, but keep in mind that the 8th Regiment d'Infanterie de Ligne is
oh yeah, they will beat them on the long run. That's for sure.
Is a bit stronger, so that engagement is definitely going to go in favor.
France is moving his cav in the middle and a lancer cav on the flank. Light exchange of fire in the middle. Lancer cav is ready. Maybe we'll try a charge. The French player is sending a chasseur à cheval unit. What do you think?
I think France is like taking it very slowly. He's actually now trying to push Spain. Not sure why he wanted to push Spain, but for the moment it's going pretty good for him. He's basically firing at one light infantry with 2 of his own. He's moving up his Swiss foot as well, so he's basically gonna get more numbers on that flank than Spain, and so eventually he's gonna win that flank, and then he could maybe roll up to the center, and eventually win the game. But of course, that is very long-term thinking.
Yeah, both players got a lot of extra casualties in the cav by keeping them behind their units, like a chevaux léger to 36. The Spanish guy lost also 10 guys. Here you go, French charge in the middle, covered by the hill, going straight through the fusiliers. Will they square?
I think they're gonna fight a volley and then they're gonna go into square.
I think they shoot the light, but they got the square. Not the best square, but they had the reserve unit that gave a nice shot into the chevaux légers, so it's good. Bad charge,
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that the charge was necessary at all because it didn't really do anything.
But I think he didn't see the line behind it. It was hidden, the line in the wood, so he didn't expect to get volleyed. Counter charge by the Spanish dragoons.
Yeah, and more cavalry coming to the center as well because the Swiss foot, they have fired their first volley, so now they have to reload. So the cavalry could use that momentum to to catch up and to to help out the other Dragoon unit. We have a smart square from the Swiss foot.
Yeah. There you see the weakness of Dragoons. It's really the weak speed that doesn't allow them to go fast enough before the enemies react.
We don't have a massive push from Spain on the right flank.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Well, actually, on the left flank, if you're looking from Franz's perspective, there's a lot of cavalry incoming. There is a lot of light infantry incoming as well. From
I would be careful not overextend because he's winning on the left flank. I would just roll up instead of going all out on this flank. Because this is a dangerous trade. He already lost a Dragoon for nothing. And now he's gonna be at the mercy of the two French cav.
Yeah, but look at the distraction by attacking the left flank of Franz when you're looking from Franz. From the French perspective, you can see that his micromanagement really slipped up on the other side, because as it was happening, most of his troops are actually in a square formation, and that's why Franz, his right flank is in quite some trouble right now.
Yeah,
because the line infantry were just able to shoot freely at the squares. So I think that's a very
Spanish guy got a
use of
nice
momentum.
charge on the Polish Legion in the middle, although he's not winning that much now on French right flank. He got a nice charge, but he's losing his line infantry. The Dragoon in the middle will do good damage on that Polish. An extra Dragoon coming more. On the French left flank, French is slowly getting back at the Spanish, but he's sending the Wallonian guards to back them up. So for me, the Spanish player has a nice advantage, a nice edge.
Yeah, for me, the only reason that I see France pulling this back in his favor is by using his old guard very efficiently.
Yeah, I was
We can see
thinking
that the balloon guards are, pulling out of the forest, and they have an attack order on the square of the young guard. Not really sure why he squared the young guard. I mean, there was a Dragoon in the Polish Legion that was, next to it, but I don't really think that, if only 5 cav are going to get into your line, you can actually afford it to not square. Especially if it's not Lancers, because they wouldn't have any momentum, they wouldn't have had any charge. And so right now this young guard is getting destroyed.
He's not using this Wallonian very effectively as to focus the old guard. I would have totally focused the old guard. Because if this old guard stay alive for any Spanish cav, this is gonna be real bad for the Spanish player.
I mean, I guess it's debatable. I guess, fighting in the old guard is never a bad idea. But a young guard in a square, it's a very juicy target as well.
Yeah, true. I think the French should use this general offensively to finish off those units on his left flank. He finished off that Spanish line, now he's fighting the Walloon guards. Walloon guards are not really elite, you can see they struggle against that Polish Legion unit. And the old guard is still full, and it's gonna start opening fire on that Walloon guard pushing through. He retreat also his flank from the middle.
The thing for France right now, and especially for Spain, is Spain is forgetting some units. Spain is forgetting his general in the forest. He could bring it over to the right side. Maybe the Spanish units, can last longer. He also has a Fusilier in the forest. I think right now France has to break through.
I think right now France has the advantage because of the defensive position, the old guard, the fact that the Wallonian guard on the flank of the Spanish player will die soon.
But Spain has a full Dragoon unit in Franz's backs.
Well, if they use it well, but it's still gonna be hard job for Spain. If they lose both Wallonia and I feel like a mass rout.
Our men are running, sir.
He got a nice charge in the face of the Wallonian guard with some Swiss foot for extra casualties.
But I don't know, what I don't understand is that, this old guard, it's not completely spread out, so you lose a little bit of that firing power. And right now, Spain can easily target the old guard with, 3 units and attack it from different angles.
Yeah, I think he wanted to move it out of position anyway. Dragoons are staying too long at the same place. The Spanish Dragoons are not as good as the normal Dragoons, so they still get some casualties in melee. From full they went to 22. That's another bad move for Spain, but Spain has an extra unit of line at the back. I think they will save the day.
France is getting pushed back to to the red line, which is never a good idea when you're outnumbered and outgunned, which is at the moment the case. And that one dragoon unit, it's down to 22, but it's still such a pain for France as he is forced to square with units and get into into engagements that are not favorable.
I think France could have done better with the management of the Old Guard.
Yeah, definitely, and I think it also came down to when I spoke about that massive attack
Charge,
from
yeah, from the Spanish man.
that
It was a bold move. I mean, he risked a lot, but it allowed him to move in the flank with the rest of
the
his army.
French
Yeah,
the French slipped up. Well, the player commanding the French, I'm not sure
I don't
if
think
it's
that attack
Irongeneral or Yegorka.
if we take only that attack in consideration, it was a bad attack. But for all the battlefield, it really allowed the Spanish player to concentrate his effort on the flank, where the French player did not pay any more attention.
Sir,
Yeah.
our general is under attack.
But see, now the situation is not that good. The Old Guard
The Old Guard is
really
doing
a
work,
big
though.
threat. Yeah,
Well, if I
would send the general.
were France, or like if you were France right now, would you maybe consider charging your Old Guard into melee?
I would have done it before. Now facing a full line, it's too late, I think. I would send my Voltigers into melee. Try to get a guard charge with my gen, but now I think it's too late anyway. But before, that could have worked.
And now the French are turning their backs, and of course,
Yeah,
being
now
attacked in the
now
back
it's
is never
over.
good. So
But before the Spanish player brought his last full line from the reserve that he forgot at the back, I think the French could have totally wiped the floor with the Spanish army, with some good charge and good
We've
volleys.
killed their general, sir. Now
and good
they
use
must
of the Old Guard.
Exactly. But yeah, now will be the chain route.
Looks like that's game one.
Yeah, pretty good victory for the Spanish player. The French did not fully use this cav really well. Expensive cav, that's always the problem with French cav, it's really expensive.
Right now, there's nothing else to do than to just watch
glorious
the Old Guard die.
victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
They're always the last one to leave the
Exactly.
battlefield.
Well, that was a pretty good game, considering the French pulled back from the terrain map to hold this position. I'm just gonna
Yes.
quickly check the unit stat. Cuirassier did really bad, the Dragoons did overall okay. Wallonian Guard did really well, both of them.
Belgium, hooray!
And that's pretty it. That was game one, guys. Anything else to say, Achilles?
No, not really. See you in the next game.
See ya.